There we go, there we go. Hello, everybody. We're gonna wait just a quick second and do our mic check as is usual. Gonna make sure everything's coming through all right and make sure that we're all balanced out. Especially, I think this one needs to be balanced because this is a new load. We've never loaded this game on stream before. So we're gonna bring it down a little bit to start because it looks high. And a little bit more. How about that? I think that that's pretty balanced. Oh, just hold on one second. Just got back from vacation and may or may not have totally forgot to message somebody to make sure there's somebody here for mic check. Yeah. Happens to the best of us. Vacation went very good. Did not sleep much. But that's how it go. Ooh. Frame drop was a little bit high at the start here. Are we gonna balance out? Are we slightly quiet on the mic? Alright. I'm gonna have to turn down the game. Because the mic is set to max. How about now? How are we in comparison now? I can reposition things a little bit and... yeah, that was another 30%. Good. Fantastic. Alrighty then. So, we really have two options here. We can either do the game's campaign or we can just do a free play prison where we just build as large as we can feasibly go. I don't really have an opinion on either side. I've done more free play prisons than I have campaign, so I know more of what would happen there and like the methods for it. But I'm really down for whatever because this was voted up by our week's, you know, the weekly stream vote. I have never joined an online game, and I don't think I ever will. I don't know how you would... I mean, it just seems like it would probably be very similar to how Parkitect does online. I'm not going to lie, Parkitect online is buggy. And it's not that advantageous, you know? You just have another person running around managing things. Alright, there's been no takes, so we're going to just start with a brand new prison. We're going to go with standard uniforms. Yeah, just that's all the colors. And then we're going to choose out a warden. I always go for cats. There's no benefit to these animals. Oh, that's interesting that you can just get all of them. But yeah, none of these have any perks. It's just aesthetic. But these have perks tied to them. I normally go with... where is it? The pacifier or the lobbyist. Because both of them just reduce the aggression level, which means you can go larger and larger without having to deal with as much aggression on the scale. Yeah, we'll just go with the pacifier. The pacifier is pretty straightforward. And it will probably be our best option. Alright, then we are going to up this. And we're going to up that because there's no reason to keep ourselves small. Alright. Climb over the walls. I mean, they're not going to get anywhere with that anyways. I have too many layers. Yeah, we'll just keep all of that. Alright, cool. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do then is we're actually going to turn off prisoner intake because they have nowhere to go. This is a giant field, and one of the biggest mistakes I've always made, or used to make all the time, was I would try and bring in prisoners as soon as possible to start recouping costs. It's better to just burn some costs for a while than it is to start trying to do that immediately. So, because we need to build a couple of different facilities first. We're going to start off by building a 16 by 16 here. Then we're going to put a 3 space. And then we're going to make ourselves a nice long one here. Put a gap of 3 between us and the... That should be good. All right. And it's too wide. I want to keep everything in line with itself, because otherwise things will get whack very quickly. There we go. Okay. 3 there. Then we're going to go and put in some basic doors. And we will make this... we'll make it low minimum security. The lower security prisoners you have, the less money you will make per prisoner per day. But the less problematic they are. You have to pay more money for the... they pay you more money for the bigger ones, but they're also way harder to handle. And that building has to be finished first. So we're going to accelerate time. And we're also going to build one more foundation while we're at it, too. We'll make it a little bit smaller overall. And I just realized that this should have been made out of MedSec, or minimum security wall, instead of standard concrete, but if that's the biggest mistake we make today, I will take it. I will happily take that. Alright. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Then this building is going to become our staff building. So we'll actually just put a little staff door right there. And then this building is going to become our kitchen and canteen. And we'll eventually just build a big ring. Welcome back, Landon. But we'll build a big ring of buildings with our courtyards and other like public open areas in the center, so that they're walled in and then surrounded by more wall. It'll be much harder for them to dig a tunnel or run out of the courtyard if there's 3 layers of buildings between them and the outside. But we need to get our office set up quick because we need people. Yeah, we're playing Prison Architect today. So we are building a prison. I promise we will follow all of the conventions in building. They will have all of the needs met. And I just realized that one of the things that's jamming us up and bottlenecking us is we ran out of space in the delivery section. So we're going to expand that. That way everything can be unloaded faster. Yep. And then we are also going to hire a singular guard to open these jail doors. Otherwise, people are going to get stuck. We don't need to crush their spirit. We'll just make it so that it's not worth leaving. They'll have food and everything else, and we'll do regular checks to make sure there are no tunnels, and we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. There's no reason to get overly aggressive with them yet. Yeah, this requires an entrance, so we're going to put a large jail door right there. Yeah, then they get thrown in solitary, Landon. We do have punishments. We will actually be upping... Once we have the ability to, we will adjust the punishment as well for certain things. Because, like, attempting to break out, big punishment. Walking around with booze, small punishment. Because while it is unruly, it does not result in major problems financially for the prison. So we will punish that behavior much less so that we have enough solitary to deal with all the people trying to dig tunnels. Because not gonna lie, when you have them when you give them a higher degree of freedom, they start smuggling tools and stuff back to their rooms, and then you have to deal with that. And if they murder or if they hurt anybody in prison, whether it be a prisoner or a guard or anybody else, they will be put in solitary for a long time. Long time, because we don't deal with that. No, we only have solar right now. That's right. Okay. So we're going to run on green energy, not because of any kind of like opinions here. It's more so simply cost measurement. The two ways you can make money or make power are power stations or the green energy options, which are solar panels and windmills and stuff. And the electricity you make from these not only can power your base, but if you have excess, you can sell it back to the grid to make extra money. So just from a financial standpoint, it is the best option. And then we're just going to run our cables. I think they'll run straight down. I think. If they do, then we need only run the cable through the buildings. Which is what we're going to do right here. Cool. There we go. That'll do it. What if we could hire a monster? You know, that would be really funny to just like be able to voluntarily haunt your prison. I could see that being very entertaining. All right, once they install these batteries, this power, well, and a couple of these wires still, this grid will be set up, and then all of these buildings will have lighting in them. Then we'll start drawing in all the individual walls, because there's got to be a few here. We'll put them in now. As soon as I talk about something like that, I'm usually incentivized to just do it. Alright. And then we're going to put in doors here. Jail door there. We'll put in a large jail door there. Not that anybody really needs to go in there. In this section, we're going to put our water. In case, if we need to put any other generator here, we'll put it in there. Keep it safe from everything. Then this becomes our holding cell. And where's reception? Reception becomes this. And then we put in metal detectors. And we're going to put in a desk. Chair. Bunch of the basic stuff. Benches. Toilet. And then we need a table in reception as well, if I remember right. We put one little wall there. I'm not sure if it's necessary for the metal detectors, but meh. Meh is my answer for that. And then we're going to go into utilities, and we're going to run a water pipe. Up into this building. Down into this building. And then we'll run this smaller pipe over to the toilet so that it's got service. Alright. So now this building's just got to build up, and then it will be good. Yep, fantastic. This one we're going to build in all our cells. But first, before that gets built, I want to prioritize 3, 4, 5. I want to prioritize building the offices so that we can start our research. Because that's going to be the only way we improve things to the point where I actually want to intake prisoners. Because right now, no. Right now, we don't even have enough security on hand to handle anything. So, we're going to put doors in here. And then we'll be able to fit 6 people in these offices, have a janitor's closet, and a staff room. Which are all super essential for our staff to not be pissed at us. There we go. Office. And then staff room. I'm always so I have such difficulty. I'm like blind in the rooms menu for some reason. I love the search bar, but the rooms menu just messes me up every time. sofa. Get a nice one for them. Machine. We're gonna get ourselves, or get them a drink machine, a coffee machine, and a snack machine, so that they have all the amenities. Okay, fantastic. And then we're just going to set ourselves up with office desks. And office chairs, along with filing cabinets. Hey, Glowstick! Welcome to prison. Enjoy your stay. And then we just put some filing cabinets in here, and they will all be official offices in a moment. That's a very interesting welcome. Yeah. Indeed it is. Alright, so this needs to be prioritized. Please just finish making the power grid before anything else. I would like to see effectively. Also, those batteries need to charge. But yeah, now the workers are just going to run around and do more deliveries to everywhere. They're going to get these basic buildings built and all the interiors done. And then we'll flesh out the upper interior. We'll flesh out the lower interior. Hey, Ferret! And then we'll probably start expanding to the left. I want to do things in pieces, not only so that it's, like, engaging as we touch in, then let it go, then touch in, and let it go, but also so that we don't overwhelm the workers so that they can complete one thing at a time. Because otherwise they'll end up getting spread out, and one guy will be working in the offices for 30 days, while another guy works to build cells for 30 days, and that's just not going to be very productive. We should be able to take in prisoners in 3 days, if we're lucky. But we will not be even remotely low on cash by that point. Hey, lighting's finally starting to come in. Good stuff. Yep, and the batteries are charging. Fantastic. Now what's... this is in the way. That needs to be done. These need to be done. And then the power will reach further down. Because this is all done already. Yep. We should have power reach all the way down to the offices once these few cables are filled in. There we go. And deliveries aren't overloaded, which is fantastic. Did that wall not... Did I not put in a wall there? Was I... Nope, there's a wall there. They're just going slow. Okay. That's fine. Can you all finish this one, please? There you go. There we go. Alright. This needs to be directly connected. Then we'll have water, but we have offices, which now means we can hire our warden. The warden now gives us the bureaucracy menu, and the bureaucracy menu will allow us to queue up all this fun stuff. Do all the research on all of these things, and then we'll get more people to throw into the offices. And then each of them will do research in their respective trees. I think we just blew a fuse. Or something just got hooked in. One or the other, but... Now, we've got battery power. We're fine. So, any prisoners that come in will immediately be metal detected. One of the many steps we will do to ensure security. Another thing is that I leave these gaps between these buildings to make it less incentivized for them to dig between buildings and try to connect up to make larger tunnel sections. It also makes it less likely for them to have items thrown to them over the fence because of the distance between these two fences. So we're just going to put a little bit of fence in all of this. And then we have road gates, so I'm going to do some of that. Nice. Yeah, hello to everybody who's passively watching the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy what you're seeing and you like the channel, be sure to go right down below, hit that like button, and right next to it is the subscribe button. 95% of you are not subscribed right now, and I guarantee YouTube's thinking about that. I laugh at it, but guarantee you they're looking at it and not laughing. Do it for the pickle. There we go. Pickle's in now, too. Everybody's here today. Chat's bumping. We love to see it. Alright, I'm going to build a big old perimeter wall now. Main reason we do this is it should funnel any attempted escapees back towards the road. And then we just station a dude out by the road and we'll be good. It is a very expensive endeavor, though. There we go. Big old perimeter wall completed. Eventually we'll expand beyond it, but probably not today. So that wall will be very helpful. It's a very strong wall, too. But it'll take them a little bit of time to do that, and while they do that, we're going to build ourselves our first little copyable blueprint. We're going to get ourselves a minimum security wall. And we're going to design ourselves one of the simplest jail cells I normally use. Now, this is also an opportunity to show how nice of a place we're going to have. Big, classy window, right? They're going to get a toilet and a sink in every room. Sink and mirror. We have to wait for the wall to be done. But they will get a sink and mirror, and they will get a toilet in every single room. They will also get a radio. And they will be provided paints. Along with a comfy bed. The space may look a little bit small, but I guarantee you it's plenty of space. Yeah, see, the trick is we're just gonna convince them to stay there. We're not gonna hold major threats over their heads. We're not gonna get all aggressive about it. We're just gonna trick them into staying there. And then we get the joy of moving all the lights around, because the lights have to be moved into a certain pattern, 2 spaces apart, so that they show through the door, but they're not majorly bright everywhere, and they don't waste a bunch of power. We will need more of them. Just make prisons so good that they actually end up committing more to come back. I'm not so sure that that would ever happen, because, you know, you're still locked up. You're still on a fixed... See, the thing that would get me about it is the fixed schedule. I hate it. I hate getting up in the morning, and oh my god. And I know the lack of freedom obviously is the bigger thing, but like once you get over that, what would be the next thing that bothers each person individually? I know for me it would be the schedule. Alright, the reason we designed it like this is that once that's put in, we'll be able to take a small copy of this, and then we can just stack it over top itself over and over again all the way up. We'll do the same thing on the opposing wall, and then, depending on the size of the gap, either we'll try to cram another set of cells in there, or we'll just make the hallway a little bit wider. Yeah, we've played a couple rounds of this before, Glowstick. Just a few, so I may or may not know what's going on. just a little bit. Down here, like I said, we're going to make our canteen. The workers are very, very over... Oh, no, there they go. Cool, okay. So now we go into quick build, we're going to go into custom, we're going to go into clone, and we're going to clone this. And then we're going to save it as, yeah, it just saves as 1, that's right. But this is how we avoid getting, you know, carpal tunnel from having to do the same tiny little details over and over again, or trying to get all this math to work out perfectly on the first try. Nah, we just make ourselves a little cookie cutter copy and plop it down over and over again. All in all, pretty cheap blueprint. I mean, obviously $250 per cell is pretty high in comparison to the cost you can get if you just make it toilet, cheap bed. But that's not how we roll here. And the walls will be doubled, but it's tiny details, doesn't matter. I'm debating, but I think we're going to avoid doing that in the center here, and we'll just leave that open for now. That'll be fine as is. Are there any lights here? Yes, there are. Yeah, they're just going to dismantle the lights, so I'll put them back once they're done, because this is going to be very tedious if we try to do it all right now. There we go. Okay, cool stuff. So, that's going to be our first set of cells. And the next thing we will do then is build up a new foundation. 1, 2, 3. And these are 3 deep, plus 1 for the door. So they're 4 deep on either side. So we could make the building 9. Or we could make it 20. Let's try 20. There we go. So then we've got ourselves our minimum security, and then we've got ourselves our medium security here. And then we will build our entrance in. We are also going to fence the remaining area. Because for now, we can't use all of it, so we want to make it less likely for them to try and run for the nearest wall. So we'll put another layer of wall between them and, you know, the exterior. And then we do the same trick over here we do everywhere, where we're going to put in a gap of fence so that things can't be thrown over. This section's a little bit less secure, but we will, that's because it's a work in progress. We will correct that with time. Now we put ourselves a large jail cell door there. And then we're going to check on our staff. We can get ourselves a foreman, so we'll get ourselves a foreman. We can get ourselves a police chief, so we'll get one of those. Get ourselves a lawyer. Now they can all start working on that stuff. And we can start unlocking the other trees here. We need groundskeeping. We need cleaning. We're going to need nothing. Well, we'll just get that stuff out of him for now. And then we have to get a whole bunch of basic stuff out of this, like deployment, surveillance, armory, remote access. All of those systems are going to make things a lot easier and a lot cheaper. We won't need as many officers to control as many prisoners. It's a panopticon kind of idea where we're trying to give as much visibility with as few people. Well, it sounds like you need a new set of winter socks, fam. Sounds like it's time. Not to be that guy, but sounds like it might be a time for some new socks, you know? That might be what you need. We're going to put in fences here. And this will lock off this area from the surrounding area, and then we'll have to deploy a guard or two to peruse or walk around up and down this road. They'll open the road gates, they'll open the guard doors. We'll have one assigned to reception as well. We got ourselves a gardener. We're going to get a cleaner in a moment, and that's important because everything's starting to look kind of dirty. You found him? Nice. That's fair. Very fair. I can respect that. All right, so then the only things we're gonna need a shower room or a shower facility. We will make it out of tiled wall because aesthetic. 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be big enough. Because it'll only serve these 2 facilities here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make ourselves a yard there. Welcome 12 times 12 times 12. 12 to the third, or cubic 12. I hope the stream finds you all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Prison Architect. When I was looking this, or when I was putting this in, YouTube tried to say Prison Architect 2, but I don't think that game's been announced or released yet. Not certain about that, but I know it hasn't been released. Glowstick's doing a great job of advertising. Thank you so much, Glowstick. We're going to get ourselves some doors in here. And then to me, the shower room's essentially just a bunch of pillars where I just cram as many shower heads as possible so they can service as many people as quickly as it can. I put drains on all the doors and I just let the floor get covered in water. Heck yeah. It's a solid game to have. I've had it for, I don't know, last 5 years, something like that. But yeah, it was voted for because we do votes every single week. And actually on that front too, we're coming up on 200 subscribers, everybody. When we hit that mark, there's going to be a community Discord that opens, and there will be even more votes available there for ideas for upcoming videos, for preferences on which games I should be posting when, for thumbnails and title ideas and stuff. So big incentive right there. We're at 194 before stream opened up. You know, we could easily hit that even today. And if we do, there's going to be so much more available there. Yeah, it'll be fantastic. Yes, you can, Glowstick. I was going to talk to you about that. I know you've just been busy setting up your servers. And if anybody here has not checked out Glowstick's channel, you should go do that as well if you got some time. She's fantastic. Her and I do projects together on Regality SMP, one of my Minecraft series, the big Minecraft series I do. And fantastic people over there at Regality SMP. All of them deserve a look at and a follow. Subscribe. Whichever you want to call it. It all boils down to the same thing at the end of the day. And I did what I didn't want to do and overwhelmed my workers. So we're going to double our staff count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, nope, that exceeds my daily budget. Can't do it. Okay, we gotta wait for prisoners to show up then. Oh no, we can't hire any more staff either. Whatever. That's fantastic, Glowstick. Heck yes. You're going to be in the triple digits in no time. I know it. I know it. So we're nearly ready to go, but we're also starting to get a little bit tight. We're just getting $1 in cash flow every now and again. That's it. On the bright side, we don't need much more. We do want to start working on... Oh, we're going to do extra grant, land expansion, bank loan, and then tax relief. Yeah, I need an accountant. I'm aware. Intelligence, CCTVs, dogs. We're just doing all this research while we can because it's all cheap. And the earlier we have it, the easier it is to integrate everything. Because instead of building a building and then having to rebuild it to accommodate certain needs... We already have the building being built with everything that it needs inside. Speaking of which, we really do need to build a canteen. So we're going to do that now. Before I procrastinate any longer. We're actually just going to start by doing the spacing in this room. Because I don't want to think about it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if we build from left to right, it'll be real easy to figure out where everything needs to go. There we go. And then we're going to get ourselves serving tables. And we'll put them, yep, there. We're going to use as little dead space as possible here. Oh, no. Fantastic. Then we're going to put a brick wall here. How's it going, Michael David? Welcome to the stream. Then we're going to put ourselves a staff door here, or a jail door there. And we'll put ourselves another one there so that deliveries and whatnot can be received directly to the canteen. But then in order to get out, there's 2 gaps there. And we've got the road barriers going on. So it should be fairly difficult for them to escape, even if there is technically a line of sight to the outside. Alright, these lights got moved. We're going to deal with that real quick while I get distracted. Hold on while I go on a tangent. Alright, we're going to get all of these put in front of the doors. And the reason I put them directly in front of the doors like that is so that the light shines into the cells, so that when people come by, they can see everything going on inside. There we go. Okay, cool. Then we are going to put in the bin as well as trays. There we go. And then we're going to put in all of the stuff necessary for a canteen, which is mostly sinks and cookers. There we go. Then we're going to put in, not that, there we go, cook. Nah. All right. Should be enough of those, and then we're going to need fridges. Well, there's a weird gap in this room, but I will tolerate it, I guess. I kind of have to. I will tolerate. All right. So just double checking all this, we are then going to go into objects, look into canteen, and recycling bin, water cooler, fan, because these little buildings really will increase the quality of the room. They will help significantly with the quality of the room. Then we're going to put in a bunch of benches at these tables. Set up the canteen, the actual room appointments. Set up the kitchen. You should be trying to stay out of jail, Glowstick. That is the major goal overall. Alright, so then we're going to put in some yard equipment. Dumbbell racks. Some tire apparatuses, whatever you want to call them. We will put in a guard pavilion here. And we will station a guard to oppress them slightly. And that is what that building does, is it will cause oppression. But there we go. That should be all that's necessary for that. And so we've got yard, we've got showers, we've got canteen. This should be everything. We're going to let the builders build. We're going to let the builders build. I said day 5, hopefully, and I am wrong. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer before we can take in any prisoners. But we'll be able to take in a decent number of them when we do, and it will be, you know, pretty sustainable. We've already got most of the infrastructure set here. Another thing we need to do if we need to create liquid money is we can just take on grants. However, if we wait and we just start doing stuff, when we take on the grants, they'll just instantly complete and we will just make twice as much money up front. Because it normally gives you half the money when you start the mission and then half of it when you finish, when you actually accomplish whatever it wants you to do. So, like, a good example is, I think there's a green initiative. Green machine. And we've already got solar panels, so that's already partially done there. Now we can get ourselves a wind turbine. We're actually going to get ourselves a few of those. And then we're going to connect them in. Because we're just barely holding charge right now, and as soon as we turn on the cook machines, the cookers, and the fridges, it's all gonna plummet into the ground. Oh, that's rude. If they're gonna not show up, they should at least have the decency to let you know with a little bit of time. Like, that's so... I mean, I get trying to make your best effort to show up, so, you know, you try to wait till the last minute to say something, but you also need to be considerate of everybody else's time. And, like, just waiting until 10 minutes after the lesson should have started when everybody's there, ready to go. I thought so, Mike. I thought so. I saw you earlier. No, yesterday. Things got a little... When I got home from vacation, I took like a 4-hour nap because I had not slept like... I had slept a bare minimum amount while I was out of town. So when I got back to town, I like laid down with the cat just 10 minutes. I was like, I just feel kind of headachy. Yeah. And then 4 hours were gone. I'm like, oh, it's 11:30 p.m. Got up for a couple more hours and then went to bed at the normal time. That ended up resetting everything, fortunately. So, like, silver linings, but the last day is kind of all blurry because I'm so used to sleeping in one chunk. I normally can't sleep outside of just the normal 8-hour shtick. And the only reason I was able to is, like I said, I was just deprived of sleep. Just heavily deprived. Wow. Sorry, Mike. I don't change streams once I start them. However, on the RP stuff, I will make the public statement because Mike knows a little bit more than everybody else. I've been working on projects for that, and I really do hope... Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we don't have to worry about very strong ones yet. We will be eventually, but the pacifier will help out with that. But on the dark RP stuff, what I was going to say, too, before, you know, I always try to focus on chat, is or not dark RP, that's a Gmod term. Oh my gosh, GTA RP. GTA roleplay. I've been messing around with that a little bit experimentally, and I really want to know what y'all think of the video I just put out last Monday, the Hunt for Smokes. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Let me know what you think. The new video for it is tomorrow. It is less than 24 hours away from right now. The next video for GTA RP will be tomorrow. That will also be Valley RP. And then after that, I have a surprise for the next GTA RP video. I've been cooking, and I have got some fun results. So, I just want to bring that up as well to keep y'all with bated breath, because it's going to be worth it. Just wait. Hell yeah, Glowstick. With your time schedule, that makes sense, though. Alright, we're going to do a quick thing with the piping here, because all of this needs to be hooked in. That's why we put the toilet and the sink with mirror in line with each other, was so that we could just run a straight line through all the cells. Now, using the big pipes probably wasn't the most efficient solution, and I could have used the smaller ones. I just don't care. Once the big pipes are in underground, they don't need to be removed or moved for any purpose, really. It's not like I'm going to put a perimeter fence in the middle of this building. So having excess, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Alright, now do we have a solar wind hybrid? Yes, we do. Alright, we're going to put in a solar wind hybrid, and that will complete the green machine grant, which should just pay for the solar panels and the windmills that we built. Oh, yeah, riots. I mean, that's why the pacifier is great. I will say that the best way to diminish riots is meet their needs. Once I have a psychologist, I'll be able to show their needs, and that is super valuable. Insanely valuable. Let's actually do it right now. Nope, not in the budget. We gotta pull some people in, and then we can bring in the rest of our staff. We just need to bring in a couple of min security prisoners, and we'll be able to pull in as many staff as we want. But I still want to finish building a lot of this stuff, because leaving a bunch of the open boxes around just encourages them to steal from them. I actually haven't proof watched the video yet, Michael, so I'm not 100% certain Because what I do, as you know, I run the body cam the full time I'm in GTA RP. And then we'll crush down 5 hours worth of footage into the 20 minutes. Like the hunt for smokes, that was a 3.5 hour long endeavor. That was a 3.5 hour long endeavor, which is one of the reasons why sometimes I'm talking about stuff that you don't see in the video, is because if I tried to show it all, A, not all of it was like creme de la creme quality, and B, it would just be too long. Nobody would want to sit down and listen to me meander looking for smokes for 2 hours, right? Granted, I listened to me doing it, but I was also just having a riot with everybody's reaction. Because for anybody in here who doesn't know, Michael is one of the people who, when I went to Uwu Cafe and I was like, hey, anybody got smokes? My character, rather, because, yeah, the line between character and whatever. But yeah, that's a character I'm playing. I want to emphasize that. Hugo is a character. But when Hugo went out to the Uwu Cafe, he's one of the guys who immediately pulled a gun on him. He's like, what are you talking about? And then he just pulls out a Glock. Oh, Island Prison. See, I was thinking about that DLC, but I'm not gonna lie, them escaping is one of my biggest problems. Like, that's one of the things that I actually like to work against, which is why I'm doing all these walls and layers of security and whatnot, is because that's what needs to be done to counter that behavior, and I think, to me, it's worth it. But that's also, I've been playing this game before a lot of the DLCs came out, and so some of the things they added, I'm like, nice, and some of the things they added, I'm like, a little bit unbalanced. Not so sure about this one, you know? Alright, now we gotta hook up all of this stuff to power. Done. And now we gotta hook it all up to water. Not as easily done, but done. And then this whole room, the kitchen, will be ready to run. 500 more to go. Oof. Working on one of the servers, I assume. It's going to be a lifelong development process, Glowstick. I'm 10 years in on server dev, and I see no end in sight. None whatsoever, and I'm totally fine with that. You know what, actually, because of the spacing we have here, I'm going to make narrower paths that are only in the center section, and this should encourage them to walk more practically. Normally I only have 3 wide walkways, but I wanted to be fancy with this one. So we're going to do this instead. Fancy paving stones. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we just gotta let them go still. They got work to do. Why is there a hole in that wall? There we go. Hopefully that'll fix it. Oh, you're working on a Discord bot. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've been very lucky with all the Discord bots that I've had to set up and work with. They've all been very cooperative. But you're only a single step away from it becoming very uncooperative. They're not... It's just that, I mean, a lot of that coding stuff just isn't designed specifically for, you know, everybody to use. They're designed for developers. And so it can be very clunky, unfriendly, aggressive, and other descriptors of a less than pleasant time. One more thing I'm actually going to do too, I've done this in a couple of my prisons, is every single time they want to eat, they gotta walk through a metal detector. And you do this so that every single day they get checked without having to go into their bedrooms and stuff like that. You just check their person in case, you know, because you don't want any fights breaking out in the canteen either. You don't need anybody getting knifed in there. That's not pleasant. It's not a good day when somebody gets knifed in the canteen. Because you got staff in there, you got officers in there, you got large quantities of prisoners. Food fight. I would tolerate food fights, actually. If that was a mechanic, I would let it happen. Full stop, let it happen. Stress relief, you know, food's cheap. In this game you can grow your own, so like I could theoretically just be like, whatever, you're just paying for the farmers to make more carrots. Yeah, that's just kind of like a cyclic solution, you know, almost. How did money net positive today? What the hell? Does that mean that we can buy somebody else? Because we should buy a... Nope, we cannot. Alright, so here's what we're going to do then. Where's our staff? There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Because we need at least one cook. Yup. And then we need a doctor. That is one thing I forgot to set up, and we'll set up right now, actually, is a doctor. We will make a foundation out of... We'll go with the white wall, and then the wall white will be used for if we make a psychiatric care wing. Because that's one of the DLCs available in this game, is you can actually care for prisoners who are not mentally well as well. And they require different care and means and needs as well. Normally I put them in more spacious rooms with a lot more items to try and keep them distracted. Because they have like a tick meter that if it goes up too high, they'll end up throwing a fit. And you have to have orderlies because you can't use guards with them and all sorts. It's very involved. You know, obviously it's a kind of a topic. It's a topic, but the way that they handle it in this game, I'm not gonna lie, I look at this game just like I would any other Tycoon game. It's not about oppressing people, it's about building the best building you can and doing as many of the efficiency loops as you can to make the best product you can. It's just that the mechanics done in this one are a prison. And that's, you know, it just keeps things diverse. It keeps things spicy. If every single one was Roller Coaster Tycoon, or every single one was City Skyline, City Tycoon Builder, all the games would just all blend together into one singular tycoon of all tycoons. And that would be cool, but it also probably wouldn't be very productive. One of the great things about having as many games as there are in the Tycoon series is, you know, you can pick what you want and leave what you don't. And I spaced that wrong. There we go. Now, this won't be the most efficient of efficient designs, but it will be practical, and it will be cost-effective. And at the end of the day, what more could I want, you know? And then we're going to get ourselves the shower head. And we just throw these everywhere. Literally everywhere. It's one of the reasons I wanted to make this room square, is that it would make the math really easy. So you just calculate how many there are in a single corner and then multiply it by 4 and boom, you know how many you have in here. Not that I'm even going to do that basic math, but if I wanted to, if I ever ended up with people with shower needs, I could calculate how many are available in here. And I think I just eliminated all of the lights. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Drains, like I said, you just throw them by the door. And I just made that asymmetrical, and that's not okay. There we go. Fixed it. Alright, now we're gonna do the lighting again, because we don't need everybody in the dark. That lacks class. But we actually might be able to get away with a few less lights, because of the shape of the room and because of the positioning of the walls. So I'll take this as a, you know, silver lining, blessing in disguise, and work with it. Boom. Now we gotta run an electrical cable into there, and one into this room, which is gonna be our infirmary. And we got to be ready to take... We're going to have to take in prisoners pretty soon. We're running out of... We have no money. I've blown $500,000. To be fair, I've made a very nice prison. But... Thank you for the popcorn, 12 by 12 cubed. Is it alright if I call you 12 cubed? It's a lot easier. Yeah, now we just gotta take in peoples and pay the bills. But we're getting close. And like I said, otherwise what you do is you end up with a bunch of cells with prisoners in them, but you don't have the amenities to actually provide them with everything. Then you can get riots, then you can get breakouts, and then you end up with a bad rep. You gotta protect the rep. It's one of the ways you sell the prison and recoup everything back to build another one. There we go. We've drawn out all our cells now, so we've got the ability to take in a bunch of prisoners, and that also reminds me we have logistics and deployment. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So we say minimum security only for this area, and that will prevent anybody from going in there who isn't minimum security. It also means that all of our rooms are now, if you look at maximum safe capacity 26, they're specifically in minimum capacity. We don't want, you know, a bunch of max security people in that wing because it will go very poorly. Very quickly. Now we're just going to do a little grid here with large pipe in the center to distribute. There. That should... Yeah, that covers all of them. And that should be strong enough water pressure that it keeps all of the shower heads. Yeah, you can set the amount of money you start with, though. At the start of the game, I specifically set it to 500k because I like to do more setup. I like specifically to have a lot more setup before I even bring in my first prisoners because it makes it a lot easier on the tech tree, like I was saying earlier, with balancing that stuff. Alright. Yeah, I'm aware that the delivery area is full. Can you just finish the work? We're running a little bit low on time, fam. Can you just finish the work? You know, use what's available in here? Or should I just make a larger delivery region, huh? I guess I'll just make the larger delivery region. There we go. Are you happy now? I'm gonna let them cook for like, I don't know, an hour, in-game hour or two while I quick take a water break. Alright, daytime. So, the perimeter fence is completely done. Good. We've got a bunch of spare concrete, it looks like. Did they not build... No, they did. They... We're going to make that a high priority so that that can be finished. Oh, they didn't finish all the paving tiles. That's why there's concrete scrap still around. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we just gotta let these guys cook then. Come on. Do your jobs. You can do it. I do want guard towers, but that's so expensive. We're gonna wait until we have some more grants solidified and we've got maybe 100k in the bank, and then we'll handle everything. For now, we're just gonna let the workers work. I'm happy we bought the one guard. Because that means that we can at least receive prisoners. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to. You know what? You know what? We're going to take in a number. We're going to make it 10. No medium security. We're just going to take in min security because that's what we have right now. Cool. So... tomorrow, we'll intake new prisoners, get 3 grand, and then we'll have a high... The bigger thing isn't the amount of money we will receive on the day of. it's a nice bulk sum. I mean, 3 grand is not that much, but it's a bulk sum. But the downside to, or rather, the thing that we're really going for is the daily money that we get for having the prisoners in the prison. Each one will give us a small stipend of money that we will receive, and that will pay for our staff to go up. Because that's why we can't have more staff right now, even though we have money. Is it exceeds the daily budget. Yeah, that's how it goes here. We roll for a solid 3 hours, and when it's done, I'm like, wow, that was all? Every now and again, we find a game that's like bugging, glitching, bad day, and I'm like, oh, 3 hours. But most of the time, it's like, oof, only 3 hours. That was quick. All right, as soon as those guys show up, we're gonna buy ourselves a janitor, and we're going to get ourselves a few more guards. That's probably the most important aspects we need right now. Because then we can station one in reception, we'll station one out here, and then we'll station one in the prison cell room, cell block A. And then we'll probably put an extra one in the canteen and another one in the yard if we can afford it. Eventually we'll have one guard stationed in like each building, and then we'll slowly move on from there to cams. And then we'll keep the guard numbers relatively low as we increase the number of prisoners. I've had prisons where I have ratios of like, I think it's like 1 to 50, something like that. And you can control it. You really can. It's not easy. It's fairly difficult, but you can control it. It's all about, like I said, the panopticon setups where you have one person who can see 100. And then knowing how to deploy the small forces that you have and making sure that they're strong. You know, lots of armed guards in that. High armed guard to normal guard ratio is normally necessary if you want to go low guard count. But armed guards are far more expensive too. So they do have more bang for the buck. Just much higher input. And they require special facility. They require an armory, and you have to have a locker for each and every one, just like with the dog kennel. I really want it just to be 8 a.m. Can you just... I know it's 2. Can you just make it 8? I guess it's probably for the best, though, because they're still building stuff. But this janitor's going to show up, and he's going to want to quit immediately. He's like, every single room is disgusting. Yeah, that's why we're paying you. There's a lot of work to be done. Get to it. The $1 in cash flow is not sustaining us. It's fine. Like I said, the other way you play this is that you take in prisoners on day 1 and just shove them all into the holding cell with no canteen. And that goes poorly too. It just does it in a different way. But we should be alright. I do think we should be alright. I do need to chill out for a little bit and let the builders finish building so that I know what our actual budget is like. Because some things they take out immediately, and some things they wait on. Which means that you can never get an actual approximate cost for anything until it's done. Which I guess is close to real life in a sense. Everything goes over budget. But if everything goes over budget, then nothing goes over... No, everything still goes over budget. Here they come. These are our first prisoners. There we go. Now we've got ourselves a janitor. There we go. And now we've got ourselves some guards. We're going to deploy some now. One's going to always be there. One's always going to be there. We're going to have one in the tower, one in the canteen, and one in there. Because brawls in the bathroom do happen. And then we're going to get our guard count up until we've got 2 or 3 of them not stationed. That way they can take cycles. Sounds good, Ferret. I was going to say, you don't need my permission. Food's great. See, this guy got caught by the detector. And he needs solitary. That's what this building is going to house too. It's going to house medium security, and then it's going to house We could make solitary in the center here. You know what? You know what? We're going to take advantage of the actual full space, though. We're going to make minimum security solitary cells here. And I just realized an even better configuration for this, because I want to be able to put as many as necessary into solitary. Normally I make solitary shared, because it's easier. But in this case, because of the space we have available here, and because of my hate of wasting space, I think this is going to have to be the moves. Roasted, salted, crispy, and spicy. That sounds delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty simple man. A handful of peanuts always is great. Alright, so we're just gonna make this weird... I didn't even realize I made a repeating pattern here, but I did make a repeating pattern here. I'm happy it's not a bad pattern. One of the things in these block games is that you can accidentally make some pretty interesting designs and not realize it because you're going for, like, you know, efficient geometric shapes. How did I not notice that I was making a pattern? I was working on each individual room as an individual room. So I wasn't looking at it as the overarching, you know? Oh, that's all good, Landon. Stuff happens. When it gets voted up, I will happily throw Valley RP on the votes for next week's stream. Then it just got to be voted up. I didn't even, I didn't even choose to play this today. Everybody in the call, or everybody in the chat technically did. Everybody on the channel did. So that's actually up to y'all. I do determine what goes on the vote, but that's one of the big things that's going to be changed with the Discord, is that actually the Discord, I'm going to take recommendations for what to put on the vote. And that way it'll be completely determined by viewers like you. Thank you. Not gonna lie, I haven't really used that mechanic too many times, 12 cubed. I haven't used the death row mechanic too many times. But it does sound like you need to adjust your prisoner intake settings. Because, like, I'm specifically taking in 10 minimum security and only that. Which means that I have, you know, total control over... You have total control, too, over what you take in. And we have no money. I have a solution, though. We haven't taken any grants. So we're going to take some grants real quick, and that will make us some money. There we go. Then we are going to hire ourselves a psychologist. And that exceeds the daily budget, so we have to wait for the next prisoner intake to do that. Oh, no, you can do it, 12. You can do it. I've held prisons with 1,000. I've held down prisons with 1,000. Trust me, you can do it. You gotta make them happy. Give them common rooms. Give them, you know, amenities. Make sure that their schedule provides a lot of diversity. Make sure that you got programs scheduled for them too, you know? Like, if you set up alcoholics and addiction treatment, you'll end up with a lot less problems in those areas. It's all about mitigation. You spend $5 on mitigating a problem that will otherwise cost you $500 to fix when it blows up in your face. It's a much more cost-effective method. Like, that's why I put metal detectors outside of certain rooms. Like, when I build a workshop, I will have metal detectors on it. It is much, much cheaper to deal with a couple prisoners who try to steal shovels and throw them into solitary than it is to pay for all of the tunnels they will dig. Landon coming in with the big questions. I'm not convinced either way. You know me, Landon. I don't really weigh in on the esoteric that heavily overall. Like, if they do, I haven't seen one, so I guess they're not interested in me, so I'm not gonna be interested. And if I don't, like, meh. See, a lot of the people who do believe in them have had an experience, Glowstick, and that's why I'm like, I haven't seen anything, so I'm just like, eh. I like horror movies, but like I will sit there and dissect the horror movie. I'll be like, that doesn't make sense. That's not logical. Blah 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 blah. And like, oh, what? Like it's the tripping over nothing. Like I just laugh at that. I find it funny and entertaining. I guess it's is that the correct use of it? An ironic sense? That might not be the correct use of the word. So I'm not gonna say that that is exactly how I feel about it. But something like that. There we go. We've got a bunch of secured doors now, so we'll have a bunch of solitary cells. Yeah, there's 8 billion people. This is correct. Consider equipping mischievous person. Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't want a tracking belt right now. Thank you. I will save tracking belts for later. Those are an in-depth process. There we go. Okay. So then we are going to get ourselves the psychologist. Boom. And then we just need the workers to finish on this foundation here. And that one. Where are they? I don't know where they are. We're going to put a guard there. And then we're going to hire some new ones. Because I realized that this door was holding itself closed now. So we need a guy walking around in here to make sure that it stays open. Yeah, there are over 8 billion people. I think we're approaching 9, aren't we? It's very quick. I remember reading the article when I was younger, like 7 and then 8, if I remember right. Otherwise, I found an old magazine that was talking about 7. I mean, I hear my own voice in my head when I think about things. Otherwise, if it's not your own voice... See, I had a friend who I worked with for a time, and they told me that it's totally normal to have conversations with yourself, okay? And it's even normal sometimes to have a fight with yourself. But if you lose or win, then you've got a problem. And I don't mean that like, but like, it was the... like, as soon as you start losing the fight with yourself, you've got an issue. And not like, oh, he has issues, like the, oh, Houston, we have a problem. Because you shouldn't be able to lose a fight with yourself. Otherwise, I don't know. See, I'm a huge to each his own type of person where I'm just like, meh, whatever happens with you is whatever happens with you, and whatever happens with me is what I have a vested interest in. As long as whatever's going on with you, doesn't directly start, like, trying to impart itself upon me, you do you. A medium security's done. Finish the foundation for the hospital. This is an important building. We have a doctor wandering around somewhere with no office. Yeah, we went up in 1.7 billion. And Landon, you might want to have that checked out, buddy. That's not fantastic. But yeah, that's 1.7 billion in 10 years. I told you it's quick. I told you it's a really rapid rate. It's insanely fast. But that's exponential growth for you, It took a really, really long time to hit the billion, and then after that, it took sequentially less and less to get further and further with it. So we are netting money every day, technically. It's just not very much. Can we take on a third grant? No, we have to get an accountant. And we need at least 5 guards without assigned duties. So what we're going to do then is we're going to cheese it a little bit. And that we will undeploy him and wait a little bit. 2 prisoners are unable to be assigned to... Is it because they need solitary cells? I bet it is. We're going to make solitary now. Solitary cells here. And then we check deployment, and we're going to make sure that these are all minimum security too. Because we do not want more dangerous prisoners being put next to the minimum security people. That would be bad. It's getting up by the second. Yeah, that, I'm not surprised. I remember learning that, like, when I was younger. Like, every second, somebody's born. Every second is somebody's birthday. Birth moment. It's just so fast that, like, it becomes almost inconsequential or, you know, immeasurable from our perspective of time. A computer would probably think it's crazy slow. But, fortunately, we're not in a race against computers. We're not in the Matrix. But yeah, 8 billion. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 9 by 2030. You know, there's a lot of sayings about Valentine's Day. One of the ones I heard this week, actually, was that you got to be careful about Valentine's Day because you could end up having a child the same week as hunting week. And then you could end up not being able to go hunting. And I'm just sitting here like, seriously? Seriously? These are the priorities? Because I was out with the family at like, you know, some restaurants, some bars, stuff like that. And you overhear stuff. You hear jokes and whatnot. And it's like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, you had a prisoner turn 40 gang members. That's a riot. That's bad. That's bad. After that, what you do is you throw that guy in the hole. And you never, ever let him out. He goes in the hole and nobody ever sees him again. Bane style, but even worse. Fortunately, our prisoner intake is fixing our money problems. Soon we're gonna stop intaking prisoners. We'll do one more intake, and then we're gonna stop intaking more. We're gonna build the medical wing, and then we're going to build medium security. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just your eyes playing tricks on you, too. I would argue it's a benefit. It is more advantageous to see some things and like accidentally see a person's silhouette or an animal's silhouette and nothing be there than to not see something that is directly in front of you and threatening, you know? Like, from a standpoint of survival, it makes sense that we have that Turing, that kind of like, oh, anything that looks mildly, you know, alive or humanoid we can see and take some kind of interest in. That's like why I've seen that argument as to why cartoons and stuff like that don't need to be completely referential to, you know, anatomy for you to feel something about it, like The Simpsons. Like, you know, obviously those are just yellow blobs, and you still feel something about it because your brain's designed to draw those inferences. It's meant to, because again, it's more advantageous to see something that isn't there and do a little jog before going to bed than it is to lay down, not see the wolf directly in front of you, and then pay the consequence for that. Also, you know, being people, we have this thing called imagination, and it can work in many directions, both positive and negative. Imagination. There we go. I wanted to up the guard count a little bit, because we just need a minimum number in order to maintain area control. We got to pack people in a little bit more densely to get those numbers up, but we will. Fortunately, this hospital should be big enough that we never have to deal with expanding it. We're going to put a staff door there. We make the interior room the morgue. Keep it nearby the front, keep it simple. Boom. And then the other room we will make the infirmary. Boom. And then for these rooms, we just got to put in some basic stuff. Medical beds here. Ah, it's uneven. There. Fine. And I have no money because of my mistakes made with the medical beds. Fortunately, we have spares now. So, that's cool. I did make it even. I'm sorry. Wait, it's not. It's still not even. You're right. You're right. Hold on. You're right. It's not even. I gotta make it even. There we go. Now they just got to build this stuff in, and then the doctor will have an infirmary to work in. And then we'll need to hire one more, and we'll be good. I like how just putting in the one medical bed in a room titled infirmary is like, yep, medical ward, complete. That's definitely good enough. Obviously, I'm building for a much larger scale. But still, it's funny. Again, it's easier just to run away from stuff and not have anything be there. It's better to spend the extra 20 calories to run away. And if you're wondering why I put a jail door on the front here, it's because I don't want people breaking in and messing with the doctors. I will eventually station a guard in here, most likely. Because after riots and whatnot, all of the most dangerous people will be rushed into this room. So keeping them under wraps and under control is important and imperative to doctor safety. Which isn't, we value doctor safety here. Can I get $100, please, game? I would like to put in one morgue slab. We are going to receive one more shipment of prisoners, and then we're just going to have to use our daily income to build the medium security wing. And then the medium security wing will pay for further improvements to everything. But this is already basics completed. You can see our danger level is very low. Everybody is pleased enough. Yeah, the armed guards will do that if they see a threat. It's one of the good things. I mean, it's better than having another full-blown riot on your hands, though. Like, would you prefer the armed guard take out one guy, or would you prefer the entire prison fall into chaos? It's your choice as the boss. Okay, we're going to do our same thing where we build ourselves a sample room. Build ourselves a little sample cell. And then we'll copy paste it all the way through. This time we're going to change it a little bit, though. Just because, we don't need to make it the same every time. We're going to look up cell, because it'll keep things easy for us. We're going to grab classy window large, like we did last time. We're going to put some soft pillows in here. Sink and mirror. Actually, no, we don't want to. We want to put it there. Because the sink and mirror has to be clinging to a wall. And one of the ways I do this, if you can tell, is I only put in this one section of wall so we can just copy here and it doesn't have to overlay with the previous blueprint. Otherwise, it errors. So, we got to be a little bit careful with where we specifically place things. We're going to put a boombox in for them instead of a radio. And then, what else should we provide them with, huh? Should we provide them with canvas and paint? Or should we provide them with a chair? Should we give them paints or a chair? These are their two options. Oh, you know what? We're going to try out something a little bit more paint. I kind of want to do a punching bag. Or, ooh, pet bird. Punching bag, because, like, these are different. These cater to different needs, too. Let's give them a punching bag. I don't want to give higher tier criminals punching bags because it will increase their physical fitness. But at this level, I think it's an acceptable trade-off. We'll give the higher tier prisoners like birds, because that will help with their family needs and whatnot, because they will be deeper in the prison, which will be harder for them to get to visitation and other things. I don't know what you're talking about anymore, Landon. You've lost the plot a little bit, I think. No offense to you. All right, we're going to copy this and then put our copies all the way down the way. And we ran out of money. These are the mid prisoners. This is the medium security wing that I'm setting up right now. I will eventually move them deeper in and maybe set these up as minimum security, or the other way around where I turn the minimum security into more medium security as I build things outwards. But for now, these are going to be my medium security. I wanted to take in Min first, and I need to cancel the intake. Thank you for reminding me. I was about to end up with more prisoners than I had cells, and I do not want to deal with that. So yeah, now we just need to deal with a little bit of intake money. We need to hire one more doctor, so we're going to make up a little bit of money there. I got this. Here's how we do this. We take the eco-friendly grant. We hire cook and doctor, so that we have twice as many of them. And then we hire 3 more cooks, because I'm not dumb. Second janitor, second gardener. We immediately finish the doctor grant. We get administration center. And we hire ourselves that accountant we need. That will immediately finish that grant for us, making us more money. We're going to get basic detention center, which will immediately complete. Oh, we will not, because I forgot to designate this room as a shower. Done. That is done now. I'm happy that caught that for me. Immediately finished that, made some more money. Great. Now we're going to use all that money. We're going to save that blueprint so that I don't worry about accidentally deleting it. And we're going to build our medium security. $10 billion by 2060? Darn, double digits. Double digits while Vince is still possibly around. That's whack to think about. Oofda. It does seem like it levels out a little bit, though, over time. Interesting. I wonder what they think about that. Or why they think that it's going to level out a little bit. Because, like you said, 1 billion in 10 years. That's a lot slower than that rate. Which is interesting. I'd just like to know why. No, don't. Ugh. I'm happy I saved that blueprint. There we go. Just put it a little bit offset, and I didn't want it like that. There we go. Cool. Did I leave enough room in here? No, I didn't. Wait. No, I did not. Okay. Then we're going to do a different format, but it will do the same thing. Yep. All right, cool. And then we'll have to layer them over like that. I'm figuring out where exactly I have to place all of this. Good stuff. Yeah, I think we lost Landon a little bit here. Buddy? I'm assuming you read that somewhere on the internet, and I'm gonna ask you very politely to you know, try to re-grab the plot a little bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have the mods bring out the hammer, because we've been over that one a little bit before too. Is that I'm not here to commentate on certain things. That's not me. That's not my job. Okay. So yeah, is all good. You don't need to, you know, worry. We're not gonna penalize you for any opinions over here, but I'm gonna ask you to, you know, stop. Alright, I've nearly got the entire medium security wing done here now. I'm going to build in the remaining walls, and then I'm gonna let them build everything. I think I'm gonna have to dismantle the windows, because the windows on the inside are not going to give us any kind of advantage. But otherwise, I think we're looking good. Alright, workmen, get to work. Build new cell block. The world meter? I've never looked at the world meter. Sounds interesting. I always find the formation of coal to be a very interesting thing, because it was a one-time thing on the planet. And my understanding of how it happened is that when plants first moved onto land, they had not yet developed cellulose, which is the structure that, you know, is made of, it's what makes cardboard. It's the rigid part of the plant that allows it to grow into a stalk, which eventually led to trees, right? But that was not developed yet when it first moved onto land. So when, you know, the original plants moved onto land and the first ones developed cellulose so that they could grow taller and outcompete the surrounding plant life, they when they died, there was nothing that could decompose them. There was no bacteria or anything yet that knew the methods or developed the methods necessary to break down cellulose. So, as a result of that, a huge piling of cellulose built up all over wherever these plants grew, right? And eventually this just got set a bunch of dirt on top of it, and all of these, you know, ancient plants that had not been able to be decomposed were buried. Now, as we know, plants decompose on Earth. That's because bacteria did develop the ability to do that, and other species of animals and plants and fungi and other stuff developed the ability to decompose those compounds and these chemicals, right? But that stuff that had been buried over millions of years in compression became coal deposits. That is also why coal will never show up again on this planet, is because of that. It's because of the fact that cellulose is now common food. Commonplace. I mean, that's part of the reason why our appendix used to work, was to break down more complex, you know, chains like cellulose, or at least that's the theory. Maybe that's changed since I learned it, but so little factoid there. That's where all of the coal comes from. Ancient tree. They look nothing like actual trees. Do not get it confused. Alright, the workers are doing their jobs. We're getting closer. We're going to run a nice long pipe through the entire building and then hook it up into the connections for the central water line. We'll actually just connect all three of them together again because they split off, and they'll reconnect and then deliver more water over here. Then what we're going to do is we're actually just going to run thin pipes from side to side. And that should provide all the pressure we need. And I keep on saying pressure, it is kind of a binary. It's either there is water or there isn't water, but it is based on distance, size of pipe, other factors, from my understanding, so kind of right, kind of wrong. That's a lot of people. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you hear all those air from water scams or water from air scams and stuff like that, is because of that number, though. It's because it encourages pretty heavy investment in that field. I just wish it was spent on things that weren't dehumidifiers. Every now and again, corporations, universities, and other places will just reinvent the dehumidifier, and they'll be like, it's a new thing, this is going to solve all our water problems, and every single time it's like, no, it won't. Oof. Yeah, don't look at that for too long, Glowstick. You're gonna end up losing the plot, too. Nobody in my prison has starved, and that's my goal for today. I wish I could do more than that. And I'm not gonna lie, one of the things I've thought about more than once is doing charity live streaming and stuff like that. I want to wait for a little bit larger of size because I feel like at this level, I will not be able to make the level of impact I want. And I also feel like even if I am doing it for the best inclinations, the best reasons, it could easily be interpreted as like ladder climbing. And that's not what I want at all. That is not the mission, you know? I want to support charities and support works that really do need the money to make sure that we can actually, you know, help one another and strive for a better world for everyone. But we're just not at that point yet. I will say that it's going to be in the future. If you see Vince Mars Gaming ever hit like 10K, we're going to start doing it like monthly because it's important to me. It's something that I would like to do, and having a platform to raise that kind of awareness would be amazing. And I feel like it's partially a responsibility to do at that point because, you know, you've got ears. You found some prisoners trying to escape. Nice. I should probably do a shakedown pretty soon. We've got some serious complaints. Let's check the needs table. Family, recreation. It's mostly family and recreation. Okay. So we're going to want to make visitation and common. I don't have a lot of space on the front for visitation, though. I'm not going to lie. What I might do is I might make visitation over here and then run a path specifically for visitors to go through. That might be the better method. I think we'll build another foundation over here and deal with that need that way. But for now, nobody gets to see their family. Sorry, y'all. Enjoy your meals. Shut up and eat. Our prisoners are bored out of their skulls. That's a glowing review. If we hit 10K, we're making a party for that? Hell yeah, we are, Glowstick. You know it already. It would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already super happy with the positioning of the channel. We're nearing a year. We're nearing the anniversary, the first year on the channel. And I was expecting 100 subs by the end of the year. That was like my goal. I told myself that if we hit that, I would be satisfied with the efforts. And we are closing in on 2 right now, and that is phenomenal. I am over the moon about that. And I am only excited for what the future holds. 100th upload is in like a week and a half, and I'm gonna do something special for that. December is actually gonna have a bunch of special stuff in it. We're gonna do some compilations of the best moments of the year and stuff like that. So keep your eyes out because the upcoming uploads are going to be different, and we will return to regularly scheduled programming. There's going to be a lot of GTRP. I'm taking a little bit of a break from Minecraft, not like off camera, but on camera, so that I can do some work in the background because some of the upcoming stuff is hundreds of thousands, up to 1 million blocks. So I need time So this is all being like, it's all been scheduled and planned out in such a way that you guys get to enjoy some of the creme de la creme, the best stuff, really reflect on what how much progress the channel's made this year. And I get a chance to come out, guns blazing come January with some solid material for y'all. It's gonna be phenomenal. I am very excited for what the next year holds. They're having the best meals. Good. You still got to place 55,000 stone. Well, get on it, fam. Watching a stream is one of the best times to do that kind of idle work. At least in my opinion. Oh, what did I just hit? Max zoom. All right, can we finish? Oh, they've run out of money again. Okay, time to do the grant stuff. That one's still just running down, but we'll get 10K out of it once it finishes. We have $17 in the bank. It's fine. Cell block A, boom. Cell block B will take a little bit longer, but you know what? We're going to do that. Because we're already pretty close to reaching those necessary... we've already got everything set up to reach that goal for the most part. We just need to let them work. Just got to let them cook for a little bit. We are going to go back to deployment, and we are going to assign guards here and here. And we've got one in there. Good, 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 good. Good stuff. I am going to put... I can't remember whether things can be actually smuggled in the crates or not, but we're just going to throw that there in case they can. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, you can manually raise the level of some of your stuff, and that's probably a good idea at that level. Alright, we're gonna build our new foundations. Oh, that was walls, not foundations. That would have been bad. Okay, we're gonna build our new foundations. We're gonna set up for a parole and visitation room here. Like that. Then we are going to set up a new service building inside for police. And we'll make it the common room as well, I guess, to save on foundation and spacing. Is that really 31 wide? Did I really make this uneven? Wow. Okay. I guess I just made it to fit the space, but I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for that. It's fine. Just don't think about it. Alright, then we wrap this in paving stones. Connect it in there. And run that up there. We're going to put in 2 sets of doors. One's going to be a large jail door on the back there. The other one's going to be a normal door here. And we'll probably put more than just the common room in there. But there we go. I know, how dare I, Glowstick. I'm sorry, it's not symmetrical. I didn't notice, and it's just gonna have to be how it be. Alright, we're gonna put in some more morgue slabs, because I have a feeling that if we have a riot, one person is not gonna be enough. It's not enough slab space. Now we're ready to deal with problems. Now we can deal with like half of the prison just healing over one day. We're going to deploy a guard to here so that there's somebody to open that door for them. And yeah, that'll work. All right. Then we're going to put in doors here. We're going to put in a visitor door there. And we're going to put in a normal jail door here. And then I'm going to put in some fences and get a little bit weird with the fencing. Because I don't want to expand all the way out like that yet. Instead, I'm just going to do that. And that way I have this area cordoned off from everything else, but it's not insanely huge. Because then what we'll do is we will set up fencing on the other side here. Like so. Put a staff door there, and now the visitors can't get back here to all of this other land. They'll only be able to get into here and go into the visitation area. Yeah, I know you all want your families. I'm working on it. It takes time. There's a lot of work to be done here. We need to take in more of you so that we can generate enough cash flow per day. I'm happy to hear it, 12 Cubed. Like I said, I've played a lot of this game. I'm not a huge fan of like watching macro guides, whether they're like, you know, based on finding the cheatsy mechanics in games and then using those, or just using like really standard cookie cutter metrics over and over again. I have the same philosophy when it comes to games like Oxygen Not Included, which is one of my favorites. Like, I like to figure this stuff out on my own, which means that it's not always perfect or the most effective, but it is an interesting perspective, I like to think. And I mean, they work. If they didn't work, I would have defaulted already. The entire prison would have completely faulted out. The fact that we're still going and everybody's here and we haven't even had a riot yet should say something. Heck yeah, I'm happy to hear it. Be sure to let YouTube know. The prisoners are planning. Nah, you want to see? Oh, we found a drill. We found a fork. Oh no, they had a fork in the kitchen, guys. You know what? We got to do an entire shakedown of everywhere. Yeah, glow stick. Heck yes. How's it going, Dad? Your dad. Okay, so we found some toilet wine. That seems to be all that they were doing here, was some toilet wine. Speaking of which, we're going to go into our policy. Escape attempt. You're going into solitary for 6 hours. Destruction, yeah. Attacked a prisoner, we don't tolerate that. You attack staff, you're going into solitary for 5 hours. Serious injury. Yeah. And we'll bring this down. We're just going to put him in lockdown for like 4 hours. And they're going to go to solitary for a lot longer than 6. How about 12? If we find weapons, they're a threat, so that goes up. If we find tools... Yeah, if we find any of that stuff, you're going to be searched. We won't search their cell. Well, if they produced stuff... Yeah, if we find luxuries, we just take them away from them. Bring that down. This one's going up, though. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so if they do anything really out of line, anything that endangers themselves or others, or is an attempted breakout, they will be treated much more harshly than if they just make some toilet wine. I just don't care. Congratulations, that's awesome. It depends on the size of your prison, 12 Cubed. There's a couple of things you can do to manage that. First of all, you need to make sure that your paths and your routes are efficient so that your staff can move easily from one point to another, because obviously they have to move through every single point in the prison during that kind of situation. You also need to make sure you have enough security and the right security for it. If you have everybody assigned, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get to and from. You want to make sure that you have some assigned and some that are free floating so that they can just handle it. There we go. All right. Now we're going to build the actual rooms in here. Now these are kind of arbitrarily sized because the actual developments for them are pretty arbitrarily sized. But this should work out pretty well. And then we're just going to throw some doors in here. And then we're going to make these rooms. So, we're going to make ourselves a gym. We're going to make ourselves Where is it? Common room. We make ourselves a security room. We don't have laundry yet. We need to get prison labor. Gotcha. And then where's the, we need prison labor for the mailroom and shop. Okay, gotcha. We're gonna do that research. We're actually gonna queue up the rest of this while we're here because we have the money now. So there we go. Good. Now we're going to look up gym. Get ourselves a boxing ring. We have no money. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't call it that, Ethan. Yeah, we got to build a laundry room soon, though, so it's good we're researching that. Yeah, you shouldn't be trying to go through that door at the bottom of the building, you prison. Dumb. That's not smart. But yeah, we'll put a fan in here. Put a water cooler in here. Put a boxing ring and a treadmill, and it should be good. Should be very good. Punching bag, too, I think. Yep. So we'll put all of that in the gym. We'll make ourselves a proper common room. Make ourselves security. Yeah, good job, Glowstick. You know. We're going to do a short-term investment. Now, that tanked us out on money, but don't worry. It will come back to us. And then we just need to raise the capacity, and we can do that right now, actually. We just take the rooms, overlay, sell. Boom. Ba-boom. And now we've accomplished that, so we made back the money. Good. All the money was immediately spent on components, so that means we're going a little bit aggressively. But we wait a little bit, and we'll be just fine. We just got to recoup the cash flow now. Yeah, I'm aware, Miss Accountant. I know we're running seriously low on cash. I am working on it. I am working on it. I'm just trying to make sure that all the needs are met while we work on it, because there's a few more we got to get handled. How high are the doors? They go all the way to the ceiling, I guess, because we can't see a door frame, so good question. We're going to take on another grant. More money. Find 10... Oh, this is easy. Okay. We're going to do a shakedown. Everything's getting shook down. And then we're going to make ourselves the treadmills. 2 should be good enough for now. Oh, somebody didn't make it. Sucks. There we go. Okay, gym's done. Then we're going to do a common room. Computer station. Sure, I like computers. I love computers. We'll give them a wide sofa. Some games. Everybody loves games, right? We're going to give them one phone. And I'll explain why in a minute. We're also going to give them a video call booth. Table tennis? Table tennis. Give them a little boom box as well. Just adding a whole bunch of like basic amenities in here to try to make it really nice. Oh, we can put a plant in the canteen. Let's do that. cheap AF, and wow, that's an old phrase now at this point. Sorry, but there we go. Cheap. Snack machine. I don't want to, but I will. I don't want to give them snack machines because that can allow them to produce other stuff. They can use the snack machine as a gateway to get other things that they shouldn't have, and they know they shouldn't have. But there we go. Common room's done now. Now we're going to work on the security room, and that is done through the wiring tab. So, we're going to set up some CCTV monitors. Set up a door control system. And a phone tap. Now here's the thing. By having only those two phones, we should be able to tap them for as much information as we can. If we have too many phones, then they can actually start sending messages through that my guy won't hear. And that is what we were concerned about. Now we're going to put in our CCTVs, because obviously the network doesn't work if you don't have cameras. So we're going to put one in there. We're not going to put any in the shower room, because we have morals sometimes. Put one there. Should be good. We're just going to put one near the front of each so that we can just monitor that area. We'll put one in the medical room. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can afford a few more. Because if you put too many, you'll overload the viewer, the person watching. There, that should give us good visibility overall. Yeah, we don't need the scanner yet. Alright. So then for the actual security room to work, we need an office desk or a fancy desk. We'll give them a nice desk. They're going to be sitting in this room for a very long time, so we might as well give them a nice desk. Boom. And a filing cabinet. We'll give them the fancy one too. Change things up a little bit. We got to spend the money reasonable. No, we spend all the money and then we make more. That's how that works. Reasonable? Have you been on the Vince Mars Gaming channel before? It's always everything to the wall. Max spec everything. That's how we lost 2 prisoners already. But don't worry about that. We're doing fine. We actually are doing just fine. But now once this is all put in, we will have a much better control of... We'll have much better control of everything in the prison. We'll be able to control everything a lot more easily. And people should be less upset, because they'll have both a common room and a fully functional gymnasium. And those should help accomplish a lot of their leisure and exercise needs. I'm going to take a quick water break real quick while they just do some work to fill in all the gaps. Because we got to build that foundation. We got to build all the stuff in these rooms. They got to place all the objects in. It's going to take them a minute, so I'm going to let them cook. I will, however, also be opening up this. And we're going to take in 10 medium security to up our amount so that we can build those structures a lot faster. Alright, back in action. Seems like they did a decent portion of it, but not everything. We have no money, not even for a cable. Oof. There we go. We just need to connect these things up so that they actually work. Prioritize it too. I want them to finish these walls first so that people stop going in and out of this building trying to get to the other side of what should be a completely walled off area. Alright, we connect that, we connect that. The trick with these is that if you don't put too many on the same network, they will all remain active at all times. If you overload the network, though, some of them will turn off. So we're good here, and we've got a pretty good amount of visibility now that will allow us to see way more of the prison. Keep us up to date on all the stuff going on around there. Now we're going to connect the phone to the wiretaps. There we go. And the door control system we actually didn't need yet, but we will hook up some controls for that. Because what I normally use it for is I put door servos on the main cell block so that they can be locked down remotely. That way, if I do a lockdown or a bang up, I can just immediately have all those doors be, you know, uncontrolled. They just all get closed instantly. And furthermore, they allow for easier travel to and from during high peak times where the guard might be dealing with, say, a riot and then there's a dozen people trying to leave. The guard can deal with that and the door will just open and be permitted for certain people to move through based on the door controller. Oh, yeah, no, we're not going to let you in there. Deployment. Staff only area. No. They didn't finish the wall. Ugh. I was going to say, why are you pathing that way? You shouldn't be pathing that way. But I guess at this rate, we should just do some of that real quick. Hold on. Access only. Access only. Stay out of here. No. This is going to be made staff only, too. So this should keep the prisoners out of those regions. Staff only here, too. Yep, that works. And then we're going to put... Oh, no. We're going to wait for the walls to go up better. Yes, common rooms are really important, 12 cubed. You should make one because it will help a lot with the leisure needs. You should definitely make a common room. Yes. 110%. There we go. There's our medium security laid out. And then we're going to set up staff only in here, and here, and in here. And now we should be far better for that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Fantastic. I have no money. It's fine. It's worth it. Ah, somebody died. What'd you die from? Well, when they put them... Oh, OD. Yep, okay. That is what it is. I can't really prevent, you know, like, I don't have the ability to set up those programs yet, so that's just something that's got to be dealt with. Oof. Well, we're netting a lot more per day now. Cash flow. I think we only brought in 10 medium security, but they are worth a lot more per unit. I'm gonna have to set up solitaries as well. I just remembered. Hold on. We're gonna be smart about this. First of all, you disassemble. We disassemble these windows, and then we can save them for when we have an actual outward-facing cell, because they won't give us the bonus if they're not facing outside. I think it'll actually just reuse them. That's fine, too. Alright, so then we're going to go and make ourselves solitary cells. And we have no money. Making somebody pay a tax in their own server sounds whack. I'm amazed you didn't just get the boot. You spiked up 5 more people? Oof. You might want to get that under control. Just a friendly recommendation before that spirals even worse. Because how many people do you, isn't that like over a third of your prison capacity? Isn't that like an insane proportion of the number of people you have in the prison as a whole? That is a problem waiting to happen. That is a serious problem waiting to happen. Yeah, everybody needs clean clothes. Did we finish prison labor? Yes, we did. Okay, good. So then we just need to take on a grant. Sounds good to me. Raise... we're not going to get that yet. Some of these I don't bother with ever, because they're just not worth it. But I'll take that one. And I will take... See, I don't want to get visitation rights because it just requires me to buy a pool table, and I already chose that they're going to play table tennis instead. I guess it... Meh, I don't know. We'll see in a minute. There we go. That'll work. And then we're going to make ourselves a patrol. Deployment, patrols. We'll make a normal blue patrol that just walks around the center ring here. The most simplest thing you can do. A circle. Well, a square. It works. Boom. And then we're going to unassign 2 of them because we don't need 3 of them doing that. But 1 of them, I guess, is helpful. But that made us the money we need. We'll use that to pay for the foundations there. And then we're going to buy ourselves the laundry equipment. Laundry. We get ourselves 5 machines. A few ironing boards. Yeah. And then we'll get ourselves 5 baskets. Boom. Now we go in here into rooms, and we're going to select laundry. There it is. Laundry room. And then we just wire it in, and with electricity. Because it's going to need both. Or wire it in and water. Not a... Wow. Can you tell I'm still a little bit tired? We're doing great, though. Honestly. We might hit 100 prisoners before the end of stream, though. If there's a prison bathroom... Yeah. Such an original joke. So original. There's a reason I didn't make that joke. Is overplayed to overplayedness. Guard required to operate monitor. Oh, we're short staff. Okay. We should be able to get to the 100 with these 20. A 1 in 5 ratio is not that hard. When you get to 1,000, 1 in 10 is not that difficult, where you have 100 guards and you have 1,000 prisoners. As you go up, it scales, at least in my opinion, easier. But that also might be because of the fact that I'm able to build more infrastructure and more things and handle more needs before they ever become a problem. Like 2 guard towers, that's probably a good choice. I usually put 4 around the corners, but that's not till later. So we're actually going to change this a little bit too. Oh, we can change this a lot, actually. So we're going to do that. We're going to pause, because this is about to get weird. Okay. We're going to break everybody's schedules up and make it so that they don't interact with each other on a regular basis, because it'll, A, make it easier to control them, but B, make it easier to prevent riots from becoming overzealous and uncontrollable. And we'll actually accommodate them in this as well. So then you get, we'll do work free time. 3 segments of work free time. You will get lockup and then yard time. You will get eat time. You will get your yard time here, where nobody else is around. And then you will get more free time here while they eat. And then you will eat here. You will be allowed to be out during this time for parole hearings and other stuff. And then these guys are going to get a second meal. I think I'll shift them actually by an hour to make it easier. There we go. Boom. Because then we can put a meal here and a meal here. And add in the yard time here. That's too much. More work free time there. And then you will have work free time, or work lockup, work free time. Because this should allow us to make sure that there's enough overlap between their schedules that we can do combined stuff. But it should make it easier to process stuff. Like the kitchen won't have to work as hard at the same time to feed everybody. Yeah, as minimal overlap as possible. Let's try that. That should work. Should. There we go. The room's finally finished. Thank you, thank you. Gonna make ourselves the visitor tables and the parole room as well as the normal one. Actually, I think we can make multiple parole rooms, if I remember right, and then that will make things even easier for us. So we'll do it like this, and then separate them from one another. Because sometimes you got to process a lot of people for parole at the same time. Alright, good night, Glowstick. Good luck. Thank you so much for dropping in. I hope you have a great one. Alright, we're going to put normal doors here. But then we'll make the access to this area blocked off by a guard door. And that will make it easier for us to manage things. Because I'm not going to make it possible for the prisoners and the visitors to interact with each other directly. We're going to use visitation booths. Which means that they won't be able to touch one another. Because otherwise handoffs can happen, and then this becomes the primary smuggling location. We don't want that. So we will be mitigating it before it becomes a problem. And I need more cash. Alright, grant time. I didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna. There we go. And then we're going to put jail doors here. And here. And here. We will lock this door up with a staff door for now because there shouldn't be much use. We're going to keep this area empty for now. And then we just need more money for visitation booths. And then we'll be able to make this room the visitation room. Oh, we also want to put in a metal detector. Even with this, I'm still super paranoid about this becoming the source of a lot of problems, because visitation can be very easily a lot of problems. So we're doing everything we can to mitigate it, because we want them to be able to see their families. Just not at the expense of the entire prison's safety. That's bad. It's not a good trade in that case. Alright, let's... Did I not put a door in there? I need to put a door in there. Boom. Alright, and then I'm probably actually going to put in a second fence here, because I haven't found a use for this area yet. And this is a lot easier than trying to section off this entire thing, because they can't throw things over this wall too. If somebody were to, well, then again, there's already anyways, more wall good. More wall good. That's my answer for that problem. All right. Now we just need more money. And a pool table, because table tennis isn't good enough. Add at least 2 TVs. I guess the large TV counts for that, which is interesting. This one's just wait for money, so I guess we can just wait. The armored guards look cool. Or the armed guards. I think they're armed. Yeah, they're armed guards. They look cool. I will say that. They have a much sleeker appearance to them than just the normal ones. And I just realized we can't intake any more prisoners. What's this indicating? Oh, we don't have enough capacity, but we do. We do. So I'm just going to assign more cells. Boom. Problem solved. We're going to disassemble this window. And that one. And that one. And that will get us closer to the goal. Ba-boom. I should probably make those solitary cells I was talking about too. The problem isn't going to get better if we don't make some now. So we'll just turn these into them instead of making a few more cells here. And that will be a problem that resolves itself then. No. There. Netting a decent amount of profit now too. Just a little bit more cash flow, please. Just a little bit. 2 prisoners are unable to be assigned to a cell. What do we got? Solitary? I'm assuming they're solitary, and that's why they can't be assigned, is that there's no solitary rooms for them. It's not that they don't have a normal room. They have a normal room. They just can't be put in it right now. And then we'll just put secure solitary doors on these, and we'll resolve that problem. Alright, how about the grants? Yep, still waiting on all 3. At least short-term investment's going to come back. And then we need to build the resale thingy. That's right. That's under wiring, I believe. Power export meter. Yep. We're going to use that money from short-term investment to build a power export meter. We'll sell all of the excess energy we're creating back and help raise a little bit more net. Off we go, or off they go, rather. We're going to reopen us. Another 10 per day. One of the reasons I just do the 10 is because it's a lot easier to prevent overwhelming, especially with the low guard count. I don't want 300 people sitting in there waiting. Even if we have the capacity for it, it's just... eh. The amount of money we gain, like I said, is not that much in comparison to the amount you make every single day from them. And that's what we're going for, is the daily money. Those daily costs are far more consequential and beneficial. And it's really dark in here. We gotta fix that. But we also just... we're gonna wait for funds. We're gonna finish the visitation room. That will help deal with the family need. I think the booth, the little video booth we set up has really helped with that already. Because it looks like those needs are lower now. And why isn't this hooked up to what? What? Oh, I need to run them. Nah. Little mistake. Alright. That'll fix that, though. And then under deployment, we can assign... Isn't it assign prison labor? Logistics. Yep, logistics. There we go. 5 people have jobs now. Working in the laundry. There we go. So then this will become visitation. And we're going to go to logistic or deployment. We'll do visitor only for that region. And then staff only. Nope, one or the other. Okay, so visitor only then. And then we're going to deploy somebody out there. Somebody will stay out on this edge here, able to open the doors and everything. You know what might be better than that, actually, now that I think about it, is we will instead assign an extra guard out here. Because then they can open all the doors. Because there's going to be people coming in through the road gate now. As soon as we open up visitation, that is. Speaking of which, we gotta make the rooms. Where is parole? There's parole. Boom. Make ourselves a mail room in here. We can actually probably get away with half the space. And we can use the other half for something else for everybody to enjoy. Maybe a library. Then visitation? Where is it? What am I missing? What am I missing? There it is. Why am I... It was highlighted the whole time. Alright, great. And then also in here, access only. I don't want people traveling in and out of the prison through this method. It should be purely for access to those rooms. I really don't want anybody from, you know, visit. They should come into this room, talk to them, and then leave through the door they came through. It's that simple. Oh, this room isn't big enough. Okie doke. Gonna move this by 1. And then demolish this wall. And then we go and change parole room by 1 space. Why am I so bad at finding these? There we go. And we're just separating them for the sake of safety and aesthetic. Looks like they don't need to be separate, but whatever. Alright, cool. Now we're going to have to go into our planning. We need a sorting desk and a table. Okay, 1 sec. Table. And then sort. No sorts. There we go. And we'll add an extra small table for good measure. Actually, 2. Perfect. We can add a 3rd. And the more capacity we have, the more mail they can sort. There we go. There we go. Cool. 3 people assigned to work in the mailroom now, too. We are going to hire a few more janitors. That's not good. You need to take care of that immediately. We're going to go into the utilities, and we're going to give ourselves a power export meter. Make sure that that's a high priority. Oh, it's already being installed. Perfect. We're also going to fix the lighting, because the lighting is abysmal. Every single room gets lit. We want to see everything that goes on. Otherwise, you end up with these dark corners. That's why I do that spacing. That's why my spacing is so important. In here, this is going to be a strip of light, but whatever. Better than it being dark. Speaking of which, disassemble. 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 And then we're going to go into our quick build options. And we're actually just going to clone this section instead. And that way we don't have to deal with the windows like that. But this will let us finish this room out. And then we'll have cell block B. Speaking of which, though, we need to put in those secure doors. We've only got capacity for 6 solitary cells, but I don't think we're going to need more than that, so it's fine. There we go. Now we're exporting extra power. You can get so mad of how it looks. I'm not sure what you mean, but kind of happy I don't. Yeah, you always... That is true. Good night. Oh, the unevenness of the squares? Yeah, well, that's because they have solitary on them. Yeah, yeah. But that's because they got solitary attached to them. They don't look right. They look like a weird, I don't know, comb? Like Wolverine claw? I don't know what that even is. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I just try to do whatever I can to fit as much as I can into a small space. The more you can cram in per tile, the more money you make. I just realized we're running low on guards again. They're overstretched. And we do not... We're going to do fill the capacity. And we're just going to take in everything we need to balance out all the numbers. And then we'll be good. Oof. I'm happy that it's almost... But that's still really expensive lost. Yeah, good night, glow stick. Alright. Solitary. There. And now the blinking stopped. Yep, they needed to be assigned to a solitary room. That's it. Oh, speaking of which, we can also assign more cells. Fill in all of these. Higher capacity. That's not necessary, actually. I'll just use the small ones. Save those bigger pipes for another day. Cool. And yeah, we've got 101 capacity now. Yeah, we're going to take in a whole bunch more now. And then we'll be good to go. I am going to deploy another guard. Well, actually, instead, we're going to do the upgrade. Go into utilities, wiring, door servos. Door servos there. And there. And there. As well as there and there. Also on the main door for the cafeteria. Good stuff. We'll also put one there so that the doctors don't have to worry about that anymore. And we'll put one here. But that will require us to run a special dedicated line out to it. And a dedicated power line. So there's that. Cool. Okay. So once those are all installed, then all those doors will be openable from the control panel instead. And actually, we're going to set one more because I see them getting stuck on this one. Which is funny considering the amount of security in there. But whatever. We'll handle it. But this should allow for faster travel. Everything will open quickly and effectively for everyone. And they won't have to wait for a guard to show up from somewhere else in the prison to open a door. Instead, they'll just have it remotely opened for them. I think we need more cooks. Hopefully that'll help, because it looks like we weren't feeding enough. Let's take on another grant. Boom. Free money. Because we already did it. Yep, see? Needs a dedicated line. Doesn't it have one? Wow, it needs it on the other tile too. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Then we're going to connect this. And there we go. We've got our connection web. Bada bing, bada boom. We've got all of the doors now on automatic control. And these two doors are going to be problems, huh? Well, you know what? I can assign somebody here. It might not be the most optimal positioning, but keeping somebody in here will prevent any escapees from trying to move between here. So I guess it's got a benefit to it. Cool. All right. Back out to the big picture. We're going to be taking in all of the people we can tomorrow, which should give us a nice little boost. And then we'll be at capacity. We're selling stuff back to the grid, so that just takes time now. So I guess we'll add I'm going to just add the things into this room, and then I'm going to remove them so that we can finish the visitation mission. Pool table. Bones. Boom. It's so clean. And I can actually, I don't even have to build them. Wow. Great. I'll just have those in my storage now, and if I need them, I got them. You know what? We will build a new building, though. We will build a new building. I feel kind of lazy, so I'm going to see something real quick. Hold on. It might be easier to just copy this. like that. And we need another 10K. But you know what? After the new prisoners come in, we're just gonna copy paste that down again. And we'll have ourselves another I don't know, 50 capacity, something like that. And that will be the easy solution to the problem. I don't think we'll be able to provide more food to the medium securities through the current canteen that we have. We're going to have to make a larger kitchen. I can already see them on the right side overloading a little bit. But boom. Now we build brand new medium security wing. All right. And then we're going to go in and we're going to make more cook materials. Cookers and fridges. We'll just start with one row of each. I am going to put a gap here for the sake of making things passable so that they can move in between and actually, like, you know, touch other things. Oh, like, are you talking by super strong? Are you talking about the legendary prisoners? I'm not going to lie. I always isolate them from everything else, and then I have, like, 0 problems. There's no prisoners. Wait, what? Logistics. Food distribution. What the heck? What happened? Deployment. Why did this become... Oh, this became a staff-only zone, and that's not right. It's because this wall got disassembled. There. Stupid wall. It's a good thing we've got this extra, like, security line here, though. Because there's still two doors and 2 sets of walls between them and the outside. It's not like they can make a break for it while we're building this. Benefits of having a multi-wrapped setup where there's just layers upon layers upon layers. Like an onion. A lot of people want to see their... Yeah, there we go. Visitation. Boom. Alright, let's... Well, I wanted to spend that money first to make a classroom. But by making this cell block, we will generate enough money to not only make a classroom, but a whole bunch of other amenities. So, big picture style, we're going to deal with this first. But I would like to make one. I don't know if we're going to have time to make one tonight, though. We're running a little bit shy on stream time. Yeah, we're just going to spend some money on some staff real quick. Make sure that we have enough people. I don't know why you're allowed to have up to 5 foremen. It doesn't seem to give any benefit. Like, the research tree isn't that big and doesn't take that long. So it's not like you need more than one, unlike, like, just like all the other trees. You just need the one. But for some reason, you can have up to 5 of them. And it doesn't say that they speed up construction or reduce costs or anything like that. So I assume they don't. Because the game is pretty straightforward with most of those directives. But it's confusing. That's how I'll write it off. It's just confusing. We're going to take some grants. Not great grants. I forgot. Alright, we can use that. Hold on one sec. We put that there. We're going to set the room down here to be a cleaning cupboard. Where it's... Again, I told everybody at the beginning, I'm blind. I'm really bad at finding rooms. There we go. Logistics. Prison labor, 1, 2, 3. I don't like letting them in the kitchen. I don't like letting them deal with... Oh, and we just lost all our power. Fantastic. Time for some new power Production. Alright. Accelerate that, please. And there's been a tunnel. Somebody's trying to make a tunnel. That's great. Everybody's getting tunnel searched. You did this to yourselves. Oh, there's no wind right now either. That's fantastic. I think we need to up our battery capacity as well then. Max out our battery capacity so that we can store as much as is feasible. And then daytime comes and we will be okay. I hope. We went almost the whole stream without losing power, which is pretty solid overall. It almost always happens at least once. You just outgrow your grid and you forget. Almost always once in a save. Come on, buddy. Kickstart. There we go. No. Bad. Well, I don't know where we got these wind turbines or solar panels from, but they're free, so I'm going to hook them up. Because extra stuff is great. And there we go. Now everything's connected up. But the more we have, the merrier. Good. Keep going. We're going to close for new arrivals while we build the new cells. And we're just going to generate net profit. Yeah, we're up to nearly 6K a day. Prisoners. Yeah, well, we're trying. Let's check our needs, actually. Yep, there we go. See? Everything's nice and low. There's very few people who are even concerned about things, and none of them are, like, heavily in the red. Good stuff. And as you can see, those blue bars, like for family, a bunch of people are having that need met right now. So that red bar is likely to go down. Because visitation is meeting that need. And now it looks like food is being handled. So the food need's going to, yep, it's plummeted. Interesting. Are those legendary prisoners? Because, like, legendary prisoners are so much money. They're so worth it, even though they're super difficult. They're, like, worth, like, 20K for the income just to show up. And then you get thousands a day. Like, just putting one in here would raise my costs, or raise my, abilities by so much. But I'm not gonna lie. The best way to deal with them is you wrap a normal prison around them. That way there's like 17 layers of walls between them and freedom, and 3 checkpoints with scanners, and like, you know, all these barriers that they shouldn't even be past the first one, let alone the third one. They'll be detected long before they can attempt an escape. Speaking of which, though, tunnel search time. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Full shakedown instead. I don't know why I just called it. That was a mistake. Whatever. Guard response. Go away. There we go. Alright, yeah. See, we gotta check for weapons. That's what we're looking for. We don't want those getting too unmanageable. And people might not like it, but they're gonna deal with it. Because I'm not gonna deal with it. The fallout of that problem, that is. And then we're going to get ourselves some more guards. There we go. 1. Ratio to 1 and 4. But also considering how many shakedowns we're doing, it's to be expected. There we go. Everything's been searched, though. Didn't even raise the stress level too hard. A lot of people are shackled, but that's because they made mistakes. You did this to yourself. Oh, no. We didn't get enough charge during the daytime. Yeah, we need more wind power if we want to stay like this. Not good. Wait, are you... Ah, we ended up with some max securities because of their Now we gotta make a max security wing at some point. At some point, I say, because I will keep them in holding. I will. We found some tunnels, too, so we're gonna deal with those. They didn't get anywhere, though, which is good. No escapes. We have had 0 escapes. Even with power loss. No escape. We're just going to keep on switching it back on until daytime comes. We're close to daytime. I don't care. We'll get there. There we... Nope. One more? Come on. You can do it. Stay with me. Yeah, there we go. 1% battery charge. And then we're just going to get ourselves some more solar wind hybrids. Another gang is at 10 because of... Oh, you're going to end up with gang wars. This is going to be a problem, man. You need to put the clamp down on that stuff. Alright, we're going to take that one. And we're going to take... We'll just take that one for now, actually. And we'll just put in 2 solar wind hybrids. And hope that that's enough. I hope it's enough. There we go. Alright. Please work. Please work. Please generate enough surplus power to run the entire facility. I would like to make a classroom. As well as finish this. I just realized that that doesn't even have its basic flooring done yet. That's where all the money sink is going right now, though, which makes sense. But we also sunk the 46K into it already. So why is it taking so much extra money? Like I said earlier, everything goes over budgets. I would like to make a classroom, though. That's like the big mission here, please. But yeah, we started out with a grass field, and in 3 hours, this is what we ended up with. I'd say it's pretty darn solid overall. Things are looking good for us. If this gets voted back up, we'll start on this world again and keep on rolling with it, because this is definitely a good foundation, and it's got a lot of expandability to work with here. I can still probably cram another 300, 400 prisoners into this tile alone without expanding. I will expand, but eventually I just do that also to make it harder for them to get away. Because even if they tunnel underneath everything, then they have to run a really far distance. And if you have those guard towers set up right, they're not going to get very far. At this scale, they all look like ants. Just running around. But yeah, everybody gets scanned every day. It's all super efficient. Everybody's getting fed. Looks like the jobs are getting done. Looks like. Let's check needs. So that's going to tell us the most. Yeah, we're looking good. Some people are upset they don't have luxuries. I'm not going to lie. Setting up the shops is annoying to me. I don't know whether it's just because I can't figure out how to set up the shop front. Oh, the way that reads is different than the last time I read it. Wait, what? What? Escapes? Everybody's getting shakedowns. What's going on? Who dug a tunnel? Was it during the nighttime when this stupidness happens? What happened? Unacceptable. We're searching the whole place. We're not dealing with that. I am upset that the solution didn't work for the nighttime, though. We need more windmill. I might even just invest directly in windmill instead of hybrid. I would like to use the hybrids because they kind of fit in this tile better, but the windmills are cheaper, and the solar aspect of this only half helps us, because we can store it into the battery, I guess, but it's not everything. There was no tunnel? Did they just race through that door? Is that how that worked? Are you serious? Because like I said, those are one of the main motivators to make expansions. I never use the bank loan mechanic. What's funny is that the game kind of punishes me for that, because by the time that I would ever want to use the bank loan mechanic, I can't get amounts of money that are even worth it to me. And you can spend days just trying to build it up, and it's just not worth it. You always end up paying back more than the amount of money you took, and you should just pay for it in cash. There we go. No. Bad. I was gonna say, why? What's going on? What is causing the surge? Power production. Power expenditure. Is it just because it's taking every single... But it's... We still are building up a battery. What is going... I don't understand. Because this is selling extra money. Or it's selling extra power, but we're also not at full capacity yet. I would prefer that that doesn't sell anything until my batteries are full. And honestly, we're going to clear the connections. And we're just going to build up a battery for a couple of days. Because that's probably what's hurting us. Because I look at the numbers and it's like, yeah, you are making 2 times as much power as you can use. Where is it all going? Well, it's probably being sold to the grid. But why is it doing that if the batteries aren't full? Game, think. Yeah, all the workers are just running around here. At least they're building stuff because we've got materials and supply. So we have no money. Generating 6K a day, and it's just going all straight down. But rather use it and build up. Plus, it's not like we could really invest in a major project right now. We're coming up on the end of stream. So, just letting it run right now and build up a little bit more resources and build a little bit more of the buildings so we don't have to next time is probably the best move. That way when we load this back up, if we want to, there is not a huge wait period to recoup all the money necessary to keep going. What we will actually do on that front, though, is... We'll take the long-term investment. Since we're sitting here anyways waiting, like, it might as well make even more money per moment. And like I said, they've got materials, and it looks like they're running low on them, but whatever. I'm still confused. Wait, what? Sir, go back. Be gone. This is not prisoner area. I still don't understand how those 3 supposedly escaped. That doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. Yeah, we should recoup the remaining money here in less than a day. I'm not gonna lie, these investments should have more money on them. They cost a lot up front. And they're just not... They're not that grand. But they're better than nothing. And if you gotta sit on your hands and process stuff anyways, you might as well, like I said, make the extra, but Should be more. It should be more. Hey, up to 7,000 per day. Nice. You know what? We'll take in the new ones and refill our capacity with the ones who have passed or run away. And that will at least make us enough money to go back positive again. Yeah, the power hasn't gone out at all tonight. We're past the point where it was regularly going out. Only one battery was charged during the whole day. So we'll recharge a bunch of these before we start exporting back out to the grid. And that will provide us with the extra that we need to deal with the problems. Because that was uncool. And absolutely unnecessary. The amount of money we're pulling back from the grid is just not that much. We were doing it for the grant, which we will collect on, but it's not worth it like that. Not if it tanks out the entire grid and the entire power network for the whole prison. Because that's where our actual money is coming from, is all of the prisoners. Putting that in jeopardy for $50 is stupid. Alright, come on, intake. Get in here and let's fix the numbers. Come on, cash flow. There we go. And intake has brought us positive. Close it back up again. Who's this? Why are you running around here? Go. Oh, they're running to the wall to pick up things that are being smuggled. I told you all, when you have these walls, that's what they're running out here for. That's what they're running out here for. As soon as this wall goes up, they're all going to be searched. Yep, see, they're stuck out here now. We're gonna do an entire shakedown of the entire facility now, though, because anything they got from that wall is ill-gotten and not worth it. It's a lot of problems if we let them keep that stuff and they got a shovel or anything that could be a problem in the long. No, yeah. See, they got a saw. No, no. You buffoons. I would like to put a fence in, please, game. You buffoons. There we go. Get the heck out. Staff only region. Now that that wall's redrawn, I can redeclare that. Not that much contraband. Mostly cell phones, which I wouldn't have had a problem with. But they had to bring in other stuff. They had to bring in other things. And that's where we have the problems. Because if you go to the intel, tracking, or in, what is it? Stolen from. Here we go. See? You can see. All this stuff was thrown over the walls. And that's just not tolerable. They stole all this medicine from the gym. Wow. But you can see very little of it is for the greater good. Speaking of which, we're going to do staff only. Because you see where that is. The other ones, they don't come in there, and therefore they don't have that problem. See? This one's clean. This one's clean. This one's clean. That one's dirty. Because it wasn't assigned properly. Somebody came from the visitor area, threw something over, and then a prisoner got in here and managed to grab it out. And that is why we do the spacing we do. Do we have a second battery full? Yep, we do. Fantastic. So it's almost literally 100% per day. Oh, 106% per day, looks like. Cool. Yeah, the cell block ain't gonna be finished today. But we did pretty solid overall. We did really solid, honestly. No riots, 3 escapes, handful of deaths, 100 prisoner capacity reached. Oh, we have a tunnel. I don't have the money to fix that tunnel, but we do have 100 prisoner capacity. It's just, it doesn't count the ones that have been made not secure, made insecure. So, but that's going to be where we're going to leave it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please be sure right down below to hit that like button. Right next to it is the subscribe button. I'm going to bring it up again. 95% of you unsubscribed. Let's fix that a little bit. It helps out the YouTube algorithm with the small channel and whatnot. So, yeah, new video coming out tomorrow, new video out Friday, and then I will be back next Sunday with another stream. Be sure to vote in the community tab. It'll come out Thursday, Friday like it does every week. Let me know what you want to see next week. Have a great one. Later.